to manifest the coming of Portuguese president in Guinea-Bissau. So without any respect of rules, without any respect of health and safety issues. So they have Guinea-Bissau as a ground to do things that they want to do. So they'll never do that again. Guinea-Bissau became a soft touch for everything they want. Macron went there. Macron went to Guinea-Bissau and told the Guineans, he didn't say that, but he said that in Cameroon, I think. You guys are hypocrites. You should have joined us to go to fight the Russians. But in Guinea, what he did, which is something unbelievable, he offered the biggest package is a 15 million euros. Whilst people are arguing that they should be paying compensation because during that war you're talking about, the fleet of army in high sea bombarded in Guinea-Bissau. So therefore, people in Guinea, I don't know if you can compare it to the Biafra war that now people are talking about, or the Mau Mau in Kenya. But people deserve some compensation. Many people died because of the shells of the French army.
There isn't anybody fighting for them anyway to get that compensation.
That's a problem.
There isn't anybody fighting for them. Again, it becomes a part of the Guinea itself not fighting for themselves. Now, I'm looking more at I'm looking at the unemployment rate of the under 25, which is 25%.
Amazing.
And then I've looked at the foreign debt, which is also out of this roof. And I'm looking at, and I'm thinking, well, is President Sissoco the right man to lead Guinea out of this?
I don't know.
Is he sinking? Is he sinking? Is on a sinking ship? Yeah.
Exactly. He's young. He's bright. Former army. Someone really.
But he's saying all the right reasons. He's saying what the West want to hear. He's saying
he went to the power because of the army. He didn't win the election. Everybody knows he didn't win the election. But ECOWAS, in order to soften everything, say, okay, accept the President Sissoco as a president, but give the power to PAGC, which he refused until today, more than 2 years.
All right.
So this is a situation. Now, if the rate you've seen here of popularity is 12, now it's going to be 6 because the decisions he made even yesterday. The decisions he made to bring for the third time Attorney General that ECOWAS asked the former president to sack. So he brought that to just as a way of scoring points with the new government, with the new National Assembly president that happened. So the things that happened in Guinea is just amazing. He made in 1 year. In 1 year, he made travel around the world more than all the presidents of the EU. Just 1 year, President Sissoco. It does go without telling where it's going. Normally, I mean, we've seen the Portuguese president was going to the World Cup. National Assembly had to sit down and say, well,
where they're going to get the money from.
He has his private plane. That's a friend's lent him. We know there's no cheap. There's no cheap dinner. Or there's no free dinner.
There's no free food. Anyway, there has to be something.
So the popularity is sinking every single day. Right now, on June 4th, we went to election. The party he supported lost. But he said that. He said 6 months ago, even if this guy wins election with 102 members of parliament, I'm not going to name him. I'm not going to appoint him. He said that during 2 or 3 times. But before the election, he said, okay, a man can go back to his word. Right? And now that guy won with a majority, which is unbelievable. Right? Start threatening now. Those people, in order to consolidate the power, what they did, they joined with other parties. Now, right now, you have 66 members of the parliament in one side, which blocks completely the intent of Sissoco Embalo to change the constitution.
So if he can't change the constitution, then everything is a stall.
Yeah.
Everything is a stall. The government, if they need to get any more money from abroad,
yes.
everything is a stall because the country is depending on aid. When is this thing going to be resolved anyway? Because how do you say it? Because that's why I look at it and think there's probably a coup on its way. Because if things are going to be the way they are and nothing is moving on, the politicians have refused to agree with each other, then the only solution is to get rid of them and bring in the juntas.
2015, Guinea-Bissau went to the negotiation table in EU in order to gather aid. They asked for $500 million, and when they presented what they need, EU said we're going to give you $1.5 billion. That's 2015. 1 month later, the government that took all this success was booted out for allegations they made. You know, and the same prime minister that was booted out now won the election, and he named himself as, well, according to the coalition, as the president of National Assembly, because they want to go for the elections in 2025. Now, that situation you're talking about, people are talking about that. Because what happened now in Africa, in West Africa, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry, Mali, Niger. So people want to take that as a model. But we are tired of coup d'etat. We are tired. Maybe the system they can use, it happened in 2005, when the sitting president was taken from the palace, and they say go and sit down and wait, because what he's doing is just amazing. It's just amazing, and people are angry.
No, I think what I read was somebody was trying to say that we could have a situation like what happened in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe took Mugabe out of the way. They were already tired of him. There were lots of things happening with Mugabe. His own party was tired of him. So they got rid of Mugabe by the army. But then the army didn't come in. Somebody else came in. You get the point? Okay, he was an ex-soldier, but he came in under a civilian rule. He didn't come in as a military man, despite the fact he was a general in Mugabe's army. Now, they are looking at something of a similar nature, rather than it's a kind of a homemade coup.
Could be.
Yeah.
Because the second largest party is his own party that took him as a president. They lost.
Okay, they lost.
And then they lost elections, and then created another party, PTG. That PTG now is asking to become a coalition in this new government. So it's losing for the second time. What is left? It's left with nothing, with a bunch of advisors. You know, advisors, former president. So many things that people that didn't really very little for advancement of development in Guinea-Bissau.
What happened to the unity with the Senegal? There was talk of
Macky Sall.
Yes.
You always said Macky Sall, my brother.
Macky Sall.
My brother Macky Sall. Macky Sall is in trouble. Macky Sall, as we're talking today, I don't know if it's true. Don't take my word for it. Macky Sall ran to the Gambia today. Because of the trouble, what's happened and as we're talking today, there are people ransacking the consulate of Senegal here.
I've seen that on TV.
So Macky Sall doesn't have a head. He's not going to have a head to help Sissoco Embalo when push comes to shove. You know, and Macky Sall intervened a lot in Guinea-Bissau. So
he's had enough.
He's had enough. I think he's had enough. Even before the election, he went there. I don't know, to talk to him. So before he decided that.
Could it have been education? Is that structure in Guinea-Bissau? Is it to do with education? Because where the Portuguese went, they didn't build many schools. They didn't build many infrastructure in terms of government. Could it be that this is one of the reasons why? Because when you have a fewer educated people, and then you have, people speak Portuguese, they speak that, but then the education levels are not the same. They haven't traveled widely around the world, or even in Africa itself, to foresee that we really need what the other people have got, so that we have the same kind of democracy. Could it be this is one of the failures of the Portuguese, or?
Portuguese.
Because it's a similar thing in Angola. Angola is having problems which dated back to his history with the Portuguese. The civil war with the Savimbi and Lodora, all that comes apart because the beginning, the whole sitting down the way the Ghanaians are doing at the moment, and
kudos to Ghanaians.
Yeah. They sit down and debate. Rollins told them a lot and said, you don't have to go with the army way. We can sit down and get a president out anyway.
Exactly.
You know, how do you see these solutions being ironed out?
Guinea-Bissau is a case for study.
Yeah, it is.
Portuguese did nothing. I mean, in Cape Verde, which Guinea-Bissau fought to liberate as well, they had the high school in the 80s, in the 1880s. So, you know.
1880s.
In Guinea-Bissau, we have our first university happened in 2000.
Yeah.
In 2000, right. But let's go to that.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I'm serious about it. Let's talk about resilience of
Uganda had it in 1949, I think, or something like that. Way back,
2000. That's it, 2000. Our first.
Whoa.
So, what we have there, you have people that came from those hashes and then the brilliance. We're supposed to have. We used to have a second person in the United Nations. Carlos Lopes, after Kofi Annan, was him. Here in the UK, we're talking about you are the biggest GP, Portuguese African GP, Portuguese speaking GP is from Guinea-Bissau.
Okay.
We had very intelligent people, but people, they are afraid of educated people in Guinea.
Well, really? Why?
Even if Amilcar Cabral was alive today, if he go to Guinea, they are going to kick him out.
Why?
I don't know why. Because you see, the President Sissoco Embalo is surrounded by so-called intellectuals. The worst advisors that one president can want.
Could it be corruption? Because we are looking at, I'm more or less looking at the solutions rather than, but I know the problems, but I'm trying to think in terms of how can these problems be solved? Because if the continuation is like this is the 21st century. Remember? Huh?
Number one was the involvement of the army in political problems.
All right.
That's number one issue. But these elections that finished now showed us some relief that the army didn't involve, because the election was won fair and clear. Everybody said, okay, we accept it. Apart from contrary to what happened before. What happened before? There's a people arguing in the High Court. Army went to occupy the ministries and then said, there's a new sheriff in town. You guys go out and other people come in. And this year didn't happen. So we thank God this happened today. But we still have advisors that advise him, Mr. Sissoco Embalo, that don't give him a good sense. It doesn't make sense for you to bring someone who's been sacked already twice. Someone who told at the palace, today I'm going to run the judiciary, calling people who have a problem with justice. Mind you, before you become MP, even in Uganda, you go to the High Court,
of course,
to see if you have any
issues.
Any issues, right? How on the earth, Mr. New Attorney General is going to go and grab people from the National Assembly to say you have a problem? How? This is what we don't understand. Everybody today in Guinea-Bissau is mad about this decision to name in number one that person, and the second one what the president said during the inauguration day and what the person said during the inauguration day. Is someone who's been involved, is been indicted by the drug issues. Not long ago, more than six weeks ago. Because of the tons of drugs. I think they said there's a this is my country.
I know.
There's a boat came from
a full boat.
A full boat came from South America.
But the thing is, the European Union know the players.
They know.
They know the players. They know the people who are dealing with the drugs. But they're standing out and saying, okay, we know the players, but we can't arrest the players because we don't have evidence. But then they said, there is a huge, how can you tell me you know the players and you can't arrest them? You can arrest them, even if it's the president and so on. If they're above the law and you have the evidence, go ahead with the evidence. But had this been, I don't know, any of these, maybe these other African countries where the human rights issues are affecting, they would have written down and said, no, because of human rights violation, you're doing this. But can they use the same law for the drugs?
They can't.
They can't use.
They can't because I don't know if it's true or not. Even then, they don't run these things. These things been run in a higher level. So, you spoke about the death or assassination of. He was killed in a very, very brutal manner. He was cut into pieces. Right? Into pieces. I mean, this is amazing. The sitting president in one particular African country is being cut into pieces. It's just unbelievable. Now, the story comes in that is involved with the drugs. Now, about this new president that we have here, February 1st, 2022, there was an attempt to coup. Right? First thing he said is that drug traffickers. This is what
they are the ones who are.
He said that.
They were the ones trying to kill him,
Yes. 11 people died. Until today, we haven't seen any footage of attempt to coup. No one has been indicted. Those who are in jail, the court said, no, we don't have material to that.
We don't have the evidence.
And they're still there. Until today, more than a year now. So, drug problem is really an issue in Guinea-Bissau. Not just in Guinea-Bissau, but in that West Africa. There's a boat full of drugs being detained in the Gambia, which supposed to go to Guinea-Bissau. At the moment we're talking now, there's a cargo plane. A cargo plane at the airport.
Which is stuck there. We can't
stuck
move.
there. And that cargo is discontinued. No one knows what's inside that. It's a big cargo. No one knows. Someone said, the minister said, there's a 15 tons of drugs inside. He traveled to Mali. He got the disease. A week later in Dakar, he died. So this is the situation in Guinea at the moment.
I know. I can't see how Guinea-Bissau gets out of this problem. But the only thing I'm thinking about, even now, is that you have one of the most highly educated people on the African continent. Those who are educated in Portuguese.
Amilcar Cabral was considered the second most important person on the earth before, after Mahatma Gandhi. You know, Amilcar Cabral.
Overseas, in the diaspora, you can't sit together and come up with something that could be of use. I mean, you're leading organization, you are leading the youth, you have worked for the BBC, you have all this. Is there possibility of you and maybe others sitting together, the way the Ethiopians have done this, the way the Eritreans have done this, and the way people from Tigray, you come up with a group, raise the profiles, and then maybe these voices are going to be heard back home. Or alternatively,
Steve,
we are coming in.
We did demonstrations in Brussels. We did demonstrations in Geneva. We did in Lisbon. We did it here in London. It seems to be that the case is not as easy as we think. You know, finally, we all decided coup d'etat is not an issue. We are not going to go by coup d'etat. It's elections. And the election we won against all odds, thanks to the diaspora. That was involvement in the diaspora. It's like a gold for diaspora to win it. But after winning, as I said, Guinea-Bissau.
You don't hold the power.
Guinea-Bissau organized the best election after Cape Verde. The best. I mean, I sat with Chisano and the other people that went
Chisano, the former president of Mozambique.
Said, wow, this is fantastic. But it's problem after that. Now, right now, everybody is on the edge. Because they thought it's going to be okay. The sitting government want to organize the independence in September. How come? if you are now already out of...
Then the solution is fundraising. You get the money, you raise enough money, and maybe the money can be part of this talking maybe with the African Union or something. Because you see, with most of these things, if you're organizing demonstrations and you're organizing these events, if there isn't any money on the ground to assist, it becomes more or less like a talk show. There's nothing you can achieve. You need to make sure that you raise the money on the ground, and then maybe you, because whoever is fighting a cause need a budget to work on, on something. Otherwise, maybe this is what you didn't do. You organized the people to come in, you went for these elections, you won them, but there was no budget following it. To what else are you going to do?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's the next step you need to do.
Well, as we're speaking, I have a friends of mine who are going to the UN with a petition, and explain the situation, and also everybody. Those petitions are going to
remember, the UN has the non-interference into each country, so it has that block of its own. Although the Americans, the British play different game altogether, but the non-interference will always be a major issue. Yeah.
But people are going to international organizations like the EU, African Union, and ECOWAS, they're still there, to explain to them that now everything that's happening in Guinea is under your watch.
I think with the ECOWAS, you've got to remember that the people who are leading ECOWAS are also looking at the interest of their countries.
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, if somebody from Guinea is appointed maybe a chairman of ECOWAS, then maybe the story will change. Or if he's directly involved with them. But if you have Nigerians...
The president, Sissoco was president of ECOWAS for a year.
Okay. He didn't do anything.
Nothing in Guinea-Bissau. Nothing.
Oh, God.
Sounding. Yeah. You know, I did research, because I do a lot of research. I do a lot of... I think nothing happened. It did nothing. Nothing happened in Guinea. We didn't benefit from ECOWAS, which is very sad. Because, like, for example, you organize Olympic Games. They flood you with the money and do things. It never happened in Guinea. Nothing happened during their year of mandate. And then he released himself and said, well, I don't want those second, which is a shame, because he was the first president of Portuguese African to become, ECOWAS president. Of ECOWAS. He should have benefited from things, from Africa for us, but it didn't happen.
The Chinese are coming in. In slow motion, not in large motions, but with a gap that is existing in the country, there isn't really much being done. So they see the trading they can bring in, they see the cheap goods they can bring in. Could this be a problem in the years to come? Because already they are having problems in Ghana, they're having problems in Nigeria and Uganda and all the other countries that where they are. But if they come in and there's a chaos in a country like that, you can't get rid of them. Obviously, the economy will fall into their hands sooner rather than later. Or you will sell the Republic of Guinea Bissau to the Chinese. They nearly bought Greece. They almost bought Greece.
Our story.
The European Union had to jump in quickly and say, no, you can't buy Greece. What are you talking about?
Our relation with the Chinese is historical. They helped us during the war. Our biggest army chiefs, they have instructions. Even in Uvira have instructions in China. So after that, they help develop a lot in Guinea-Bissau. The new stadium, the new National Assembly,
the roads.
Even Sissoco Embalo spoke Chinese.
This is the thing is you owe them money. Yeah, he spoke Chinese. I said you owe them money, and if you owe them money, then this money has to be paid and with interest. So at the end of the day, the only thing that may happen is I hear that, of course, they now own nearly half of the East African region, where they now own stadiums, they own airports, they own various places.
Police stations.
They're under these in Malawi, in Zimbabwe. And I won't be surprised if they come into Guinea and but could that be of help in a way?
No, we are in a safe side on that one, because, Steve, we have not explored it.
Because the minerals are there.
Exactly.
The minerals are there.
Well, someone told me that minerals might not be ours. The producer.
Probably the minerals already belong to the Chinese anyway. They haven't. But by the time they get out of the soil, they already belong to the Chinese. They no longer belong to you. So you won't be getting any single penny out of them.
We are lucky, Guinea-Bissau, to be in a very fertile soil.
Yeah.
We have a petrol.
Yeah.
We have gold. We have phosphate.
Yeah.
We have black.
You know, this other metal that's required for batteries is
Exactly.
another one. Yeah, is another one which is,
we have all this phosphate. We have everything
Yeah.
that hasn't been explored.
Yeah.
So we are happy, but we haven't explored even 10% of
Yeah.
potentials. Just, can you imagine, just our sea. If you put marinetravel.com,
Yeah.
you see the amount of ships that are fishing in our shore without license.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they come in. Yeah,
Marine
yeah,
traffic.
Marine traffic, just like
Yeah.
in Senegal and so on. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Because, the kind of fish that they fish from.
Because
the area.
when Portuguese left our country, this is one of the things that really, they said your continental maritime is 200 miles.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, after the study,
Yeah.
a very good friend of mine, a geologist, they discovered the Portuguese lied.
Yeah, yeah.
It's at 350 miles, maritime miles.
Yeah, maritime, yeah.
So therefore, every single boat that goes through that
It has to pay some money.
has to pay something.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But they pay it, but somebody else's pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why this new government that comes in,
Yeah.
they have the rule of law has to be the number one thing.
Yeah.
Our timber is going like a mad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, everything is going according to this.
Well, corruption is a major issue, not just in
Guinea.
Guinea-Bissau, but in the whole of Africa. But there is that cap where you say, okay, I've taken this amount, and one of the things that Angola is trying to do is to make sure that anybody in public office, your accounts are declared, like the way they do in Ghana and other African countries, and then they trace whichever money is leaving the country. Where is it going? Where have you got accounts abroad or something? If you discovered, then the arrest is imminent. But you don't have such a law in Guinea. You don't have that law.
2017, Sissoco Embalo was inaugurated as a prime minister. I was there in the palace. After the inauguration, after his cabinet member took power, he came with an envelope, A4. He gave it to the president, handed it to the president. Said,
Directly,
President,
just like that.
Directly, these are my goods.
Yeah.
These are mine. Before I became prime minister. I order every single government minister
to do the
and
same.
secretaries to do the same thing in 48 hours.
Yeah.
You know how many people did?
No.
0. 0.
It didn't follow it up.
He didn't follow
He
up.
should have followed it up.
No, he didn't.
He said, look, you're leaving the post if I haven't got the details about it.
Yeah.
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 You're leaving the post.
Well,
because even Zimbabwe now, I was discussing this with a few in one of the programs here, and one of the things that they're now, President Mnangagwa is being told, I said, look, declaration is going to be a major issue. We need to know how much money each and everybody has. We need to make sure that we know, and if we discover that you haven't told us of other accounts and other things are having, because this is one way of preventing, even if they're preventing corruption in a way, they need to know, because you're in a government post. You're in a government post. It's very easy for you to take 10 million out of it as a prime minister or as a minister. We
just came from Luxembourg in a meeting with the election winner, the leader of election winner now is a head of National Assembly.
Yeah.
We had 9 hours interview, 3 is off record.
Yeah, yeah.
We called the intellectuals in the diaspora. We went to Luxembourg and met him.
Okay.
One of the things is this: you have to justify your wealth. Now there's a problem with that, because I have a friend of mine who is a state agent in Portugal.
Yeah.
What he told me that is amazing. People come with the money in the bag.
Yeah.
Because you can leave Guinea-Bissau to Portugal with 10,000 euros in the bag.
No, you
problem
can.
with that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can, of course, the
Okay.
maximum.
Yeah, it's the maximum. Okay.
That's the maximum.
Okay.
No, people will do 3, 4, 5 journeys a day.
Oh, right. Just
and
to
then
take the money out.
They buy house cash.
Yeah.
And it's a collusion between the agency, the proprietor, and the bank.
Okay.
So, again, this is the Portuguese. Portuguese are not helping. Portuguese banks are not helping.
Okay.
So people are taking money out
Out
of
of
Guinea.
the country, yeah.
Yeah, and then coming No question is asked.
Yeah.
So corruption, yes.
Yeah.
Apart from number one, as I say, army. The army now is down. Now corruption.
Yeah.
Right now, what has happened now is just amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a country where election happened, and then all of a sudden, people won election, and you're supposed to leave your position. Now you're going to sell your titles for 18 billion francs CFA. That's I don't know how many millions is that.
Yeah, francs.
So that's what's happening at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're selling titles, the treasury titles.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost the power already.
Yeah.
You basically are no government, but they're still there.
And these are government properties.
These are government property you are doing right now in Guinea.
Yeah.
18 billion. That's what is happening now.
Then it comes. Everything falls back on you, the journalist. These are things you need to expose.
Journalists are scored. Journalists that are beaten. Radios are being closed in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
Radio being attacked twice.
Yeah.
With a weapon.
Yeah.
We have a journalist right now, refugee in Portugal.
Okay.
And also in Spain. They cannot go back.
Yeah.
And this is a chaos. Communication. They said the first thing. Someone said the first happened when you want independence is the media.
Yeah.
The media
of course,
is the first thing that happened. So in Guinea-Bissau, you don't dare to talk about that.
Yeah.
And there's a call said, what's her name? So everything there is an incident. The actual president of the winning party, more than 4 times were detained at the airport because they cannot travel. Who told you? Now, there's a superior order.
From who?
Ordem superior. No one knows who did that superior order.
Yeah.
For 4 times they did that. If there's a member of parliament was shot.
Yeah.
When they shot him, they say it's isolated incident.
Yeah.
The isolated incident.
Yeah.
So we don't know what happened, what's going on. At the moment, this is the situation we have here.
Yeah. Well, this is. I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to come up with all sorts of ideas and what can easily be done to solve it. If these problems can't be solved,
I'll be happy. I'll be the happiest person.
Then probably the only person to come around is Jesus to come and say, because
I tell you what.
I tell you, it's.
I tell you what. I'm going to Portugal in 2 days' time.
Yeah.
And Pope is going to be there.
The Pope is going
to. The Pope is going to be there.
Yeah.
And then I said, if I have a chance to talk
to the Pope,
say please.
Yeah. Ask God.
Talk to ask Mr. Embalo, please.
Yeah.
We are tired of this. So this is the situation we have.
Yeah, because it's laughable but sad at the same time.
Very sad.
Because you're looking at hospitals, roads, the structures we could have been done with all the money. And the thing is, reading about one of the poorest countries in Africa, and then you're looking at how the money is disappearing out of the country, and you're thinking, wow, how can this kind of thing happen and we don't do anything? Nothing is being done about it.
Guinea is a country where a minister can go and take 100 million CFAs, and they say, I borrow myself.
You borrowed it?
Yeah, I borrow myself. I'll take it to the juju, to the black magic, to multiply it.
Yeah.
So juju will run because it's from Sierra Leone or Ghana.
You take the money and run.
And that minister is still in power. So this is the situation that we have in Guinea at the moment.
I know it's a laughable matter, but I'm trying to...
The hospital you're talking about, the biggest hospital in Guinea-Bissau is in Ziguinchor in Senegal.
Okay, it's in Senegal?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's we say, this is a say.
Anybody who gets sick is taken to Senegal for medical treatment.
There's no school for 3 years now.
Yeah.
There's no school, public school for 3 years.
Yeah.
University, there's a 5. None of them is a government university.
Yeah.
They're all private.
Yeah. So private, they need the money. You don't have the money, then you don't have to go through to
Exactly.
them. Yeah.
So there's no government university.
Yeah.
Only private.
Yeah.
If you're poor, you cannot send your son
of course to school. You can't.
You
can't do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want a visa to go to Portugal,
the
Portuguese embassy run a racketeering organization. You have to pay almost 600 euros just to go to interview.
That's almost 500 or 600
pounds.
Yeah.
Just
600.
Just to go for interview.
Yeah.
Today is number 1. It's August 1st.
Yeah.
Portuguese embassy, what it does, it open the slots for people to go apply for visa.
To go to Portugal, yeah.
Someone within the Portuguese embassy take all those things, gave some people outside. And those people are running the Portuguese way of giving visa in Guinea-Bissau. For you to get a slot to go there, to just show your papers.
You have to use an outsider.
Outsider, that will cost you 600 euros. So this is a situation that we're running in Guinea-Bissau. That's why this new government, they prioritize that. End of corruption.
Yeah, but listen, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to practically do something about it. Because it's very easy to say that we are going to do this. But the reality itself comes in when you say the practical side. How is it going to work? They all governments will say that. They'll say, oh, we are going to fight corruption. Yeah, we're going to. But then you don't see anything happening. And then you hear of obviously, this thing's always leaked, so-and-so's got 20 million. Nobody's touching him. We don't have evidence. So how come you don't have evidence? The man is a government minister. Where did he get the 200 million or the 20 million or something like that? You know? So either there is a mechanism in place which can be abided by. I don't really see any way forward with Portugal.
I was talking to the producer here about the model that the Ghana uses.
Ghana has,
Maybe we can use that model as well.
The Ghanaian model is very good, but when you also see, it's not a perfect model, but the way they are trying to perfect it is the political changes that I have, the presidents that they have had over the years. They seem to be following that. You have to look at Ghana in a way. Ghana's education system is very different. You know, it's one of the best in West Africa. And the thing is, they've got a lot of educated people who are back into the system, the home system. This is exactly what I was telling you. If they come back and they're in the system, then they're going to help quite a lot. This would have helped Nigeria in the same way if they let those elite educated, but the people within the system, they don't give them opportunities to come back and be part of the development back home. So it becomes smaller thing, and it is affected Nigeria, it's affecting Uganda, it's affecting all the other countries, even Zimbabwe. Ghana is the only one that's succeeding. So if that can happen in Guinea-Bissau, then I think you have a chance.
I think it's going to happen because, as I said, we just came from a meeting in Luxembourg. One of the things that we have that they told us, the diaspora has to be involved.
Of course.
And even the budget, before going to the National Assembly, they have to send us. It's a model that Nigeria uses a lot.
Yeah, it is. Nigeria is using it, but it doesn't go by. It doesn't so much go by it. Even the current president is changing his attitude on that. Tinubu, the man was just coming. He was saying, oh, no, we can't. But Angola tried it. And I think Zimbabwe now has reached that level as well, saying, hey, we need to find out. We need to find out which areas do we really need to concentrate on. You need to concentrate on this, we need to concentrate on that as a government. But also we need to have an input. It has helped Ethiopia as well, because the diaspora input, the war in Tigray would never have stopped. They would be still fighting. But because the outside, there are so many Ethiopians outside, there are so many people from that region who are outside, and these people have been putting pressure on outside government.
This new government is going to be different because the government in power, they come to London, you heard, someone was here and they left.
Yeah.
No one. But what we learn, we understand from Domingos Mosprada is going to be different.
Okay.
When a government minister came in, even if it's for holiday, he has a duty to meet us. But there's a catch. I cannot discuss with him those, for example, things not being in the government budget. I cannot say in my village there's no road there. If I saw prior the budget and I didn't argue, I didn't discuss.
Then why didn't you? Exactly. That's the point. If you saw it earlier and you didn't say anything about it, why are you saying something about it now? You shouldn't. You know, that's the point they're trying to put forward. But that's another way of preventing you. You can talk about anything, anytime to a government minister. Why not?
Well, because they block out.
Oh.
Can you imagine? I'm telling you this. This government that is in the exit, they've been there for 3 years.
Okay.
Only a few months ago, 3 months ago, they have a website to show the ministries. Only 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So there's no, you call organizations, you call people, they don't even care about you.
Okay.
You take your car, you buy a car here, $100, £100, £1,000.
Yeah.
For you to go through the system, you have to pay another £2,000.
Which is more than the cost of the car.
More than that.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
So the migration is going to be benefit this time. We have input, but also we have to have a respect because the taxes is killing people.
Yeah.
So that's why people are not interested.
Yeah.
But thanks to the meeting that we had in Luxembourg and other meetings that we have, yes, the diaspora has to be involved.
Yeah, but one other major thing that you have to have is you need to have somebody sitting in Parliament who represents you.
We have.
You have somebody.
We have MP for diaspora.
Okay.
2 MPs for diaspora.
Okay.
Even we think that is not enough. We need 7 or 10
members from there.
Members of Parliament, because we have Guineans in China,
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah.
There's no elections there. We don't go to elections because they said there's no budget. But we are going to do our best.
Okay.
As a diaspora, for every single place where there's a Guinean, I don't care. I think in Ghana or Nigeria, you have this electoral voting. We can do that. For everybody has a say. You have places like Luxembourg with the thousands of Guineans, we don't have a representation. In London alone, we have more than 6,000 Guineans dissenting in London alone, and we can vote.
And you can't vote.
We can vote until last 2 elections, but we don't have representatives to whom we can go. We discuss our grievances, our problems. We don't have those places. In Ireland, Northern Ireland, you have more than 3,000 Guineans there. That has to come to London when there's
to vote,
to do
whenever they need something.
Exactly, or passports and stuff. So we think this time is going to be Guinean time. I think when you interview me in 2 or 3 months time, I'm going to tell you things are running.
Things are going to be different.
Things are going different.
No, it's always good to be very optimistic.
No, I am.
It's always good to be very optimistic. And the key thing is to follow it up, so that we have a tendency as Africans to give up when things are not going well.
I created a model. I just challenged my friends because of my program. The problem from Guinea, apart from the military, as I said, corruption, MPs. MP would go there for 1 full year without speaking 1 word.
In Parliament,
In Parliament. Now, what I said to them to do, and I'm trying to do it right now, MPs from different regions. We have 29 electoral regions.
Okay.
Each one of the electoral...
Is it 9 zones? 9 provinces?
No, 29 in Guinea, 27 in Guinea, and the Diaspora Africa 1, Diaspora Europe 1.
Okay.
So I suggested them to create a headquarter in their region and employ someone who want to tell them the needs of the population.
Okay.
I want them to spend 1 or 2% of their salary, which is big. I mean, the MP in Guinea,
they're earning quite a lot of money.
A lot of money. To employ someone. So even you don't have a need to go there. In Guinea, if a senator works 4 times a year.
4 times a year?
4 times a year. And those times, sometimes it's 10 days, 12 days. And for 4 years, you've been employed. I told them that. I employ you. I'm working here. Snows, rains, and you, if you're lucky to be voted for the 2nd time, you're retired.
That's it.
Let's imagine an MP with a 26 years old, 36 years old, is retired already. He's get a vitalicio.
They voted themselves a huge salary increment.
There we go. That's what happened. So that has to finish.
Earning almost £1 million a year or something like that.
One million euro. CFA, which is a lot of money. It's almost 700, 900 pounds. But in Guinea, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money,
The president of Guinea Bissau earned more money than Joe Biden more than 5 times.
And he's ruling one of the poorest countries in the world.
Poorest country.
Yeah.
Every time they travel, he has a pyramid of 50 million CFAs.
Wow. CFAs, 50 million CFAs is equivalent to about
30-something thousand pounds.
30,000 pounds, okay.
Yeah. So this is a situation that has to stop. I told you that he traveled more than every single president in the EU.
Yeah. So how much money did he get? Oh gosh. He did a killing then. He did a proper killing. My goodness. He doesn't need to work, as you're saying. Wow.
So this is a situation we have in
I
think, but we hope, Steve, at the hindsight, we hope everything is going to be okay, because the people went to the ballot box with anger.
Yeah.
No one thought this was going to happen.
Another thing which I told the Nigerians, that they didn't like this, but it's something which I can see now, which might also be of use to Africa as it goes. The issue of allowing foreigners to come in and deal with the certain issues. When I told the Ghanaian the same thing, I think a Ghanaian diplomat was telling me, no. Then I said the same thing to a Ugandan, and I said, but Nigerians were raising their voice, said, no, we can't. I said,
well, we remember what happened to the Ghanaians.
If you get a foreigner to come in and work for you, or works in a certain parastatal body, he might actually be more important, do more better than a real person belonging to that to that country. Because at the end of the day, look at how the British were. Okay, they took money, but at the end of the day, they were not as corrupt as our leaders are. So if we get more of those, not necessarily the British, but if you give me a job, for example, in Guinea, I'll be so sympathetic. I'll be earning my money, but then at the same time, I wouldn't think twice about stealing from there. Because at the end of the day, I don't belong there. And there will be the fear factor. If I'm arrested tomorrow for corruption, and go to prison here, my people in Uganda will say, no. So think in terms of that, as somebody from the diaspora, the idea could be sold to the government as well, and said, can we have some foreigners coming in? We not necessarily, we don't need 1,000 or so, but we need few in particular places. Can that be of a help?
In Guinea, there's a model in Guinea, because during the war for 11 years, we went to a Guinea country, another Guinea. That's where everything was run, and now everything
was being run from abroad. From
abroad, yes. And now the people from Guinea-Conakry, they own businesses in Guinea. Everything belongs to them. There's animosity about that.
Okay.
But you cannot be ingrateful to person that helped you during the war. But there's a catch there. Everything they have, they send it to their country. There's no control. That's what makes people unhappy.
Okay, no, we had that thing with the Indians. When Idi Amin kicked them out of Uganda. Part of what he was actually saying was that most of the money that belongs to the country, they didn't invest it in the country. They were taking it abroad. And so when he learnt of that, and he was saying this money should have remained here. If you're really Ugandans, I'd rather give this business to the ordinary Ugandans than having you take this money out of the country. But the concept, the thing is, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. You gamble and see whether it will work or not, because what you're trying to do is to prevent corruption. Because your own person will take it abroad anyway. It won't come back. But a foreigner will fear. There's a fear factor. There's a fear factor there that, hang on a minute, if I'm arrested, if the law says this is the constitution and it says this, personally, I would fear even to touch anything if I'm given a job there. I'll fear to, unless it's my salary. If it's not my salary, then I wouldn't really
contrary to Uganda, the factories, everything belongs to the Indians. At that time, Idi Amin had that dream of Allah said to say. But in Guinea, those from Guinea-Conakry, they do the menial jobs. That Guinean don't do. So therefore, that's why the powerful of them. As I said to them, we don't we don't hate them, we envy them.
Of course. Yeah.
The way they do their business. It's just amazing. Someone who has something small today,
Yeah.
in 2 years' time, you're going to have a house for them.
A massive one, yeah.
A massive one.
Yeah.
So that's a different. But I hope, Steve, with this new government, Guinea-Bissau is going to be on the step of the 1970s.
Okay.
Before the coup d'etat in 1980, Guinea-Bissau was considered the cleanest city. Bissau is considered the cleanest city in West Africa. Has more than 20-something factories.
Okay.
And the transformer, food transformers, everything, even clothes.
Yeah.
As I say, car.
Yeah.
We have a Volvo. We have a
these were assembling plants.
yes,
They were there
assembly
already.
plant.
Yeah.
Volvo and the Citroën in Guinea,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
And now we have nothing. We go and buy fruits, vegetables in Senegal.
Yeah.
Education in Senegal.
Yeah.
Everything, even we brought Senegalese people from border
Yeah.
to come and help us. So it's just crazy what's going on. And yet we have Guineans that really, as I said, here in London, the biggest orthopedic doctor is from Guinea-Bissau.
Okay.
In London.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Dr. Kamash, and you have Justino, who's the biggest GP in the Portuguese African. When I interviewed him in 2013, he had 62,000 patients.
Wow.
62,000 patients.
Yeah.
Justino Montero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's so many intellectuals, Guineans intellectuals outside.
Yeah.
If all of us, as you said, we agree in one thing.
And there are a couple of footballers I've learned from Portugal. Who are in Portugal now playing.
Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati.
From Barcelona.
These are people who are earning quite a lot of money.
Patrick Vieira.
Patrick Vieira is from there as well.
Patrick Evra, that plays for Manchester United.
Yeah.
They're all the background from Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
And here, to every Mendy, Mendy, Gomez, are from background from Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
I covered a lot of African Football Cup.
Yeah.
I was in Tunisia. I counted 15 Senegalese players.
Yeah.
They are qualified to play for Guinea-Bissau. 15 of them.
But they're playing for Senegal.
For Senegal.
Yeah.
Some of them are from France. The Chelsea goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He played 2 amicable games for Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
The Chelsea.
Then eventually, yeah. Okay.
Mendy.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
So.
This is the man they bought recently. I think so. Mendy. No,
Mendy.
He's been there. He's been in Chelsea for quite some
Exactly.
time.
Mendy.
Yeah. The thing, with all this knowledge and putting them together, I don't know what to suggest, because you have all the knowledge, you have all the structure in place. It's just a question of facilitating it.
Exactly.
And the question of putting it together to see whether it will work is the practical side that is required.
I think this time is going to be our
But
time.
at the same time, also think in terms, when you sit, like when you went to Brussels to talk to these people, also think in terms of putting a budget together. Because most of the things are easier said. We could say, for example, if one is to be a member, the Nigerians have done this, I think they are from River State, one of these states in Nigeria, where they are collecting money to help their place. River State is a province in Nigeria, is a state in Nigeria. So you find that no more people can sit down and come up, elect officials from the diaspora, and then you say, okay, this is how much we want. Tigray has done the same thing, and Eritreans are now trying to do something similar. So these structures, if they are there, they are centered on money. Money can be raised. And if it's raised and it's going in the right direction, I'm sure it can change what's happening in the country. Yeah. But if you go and sit down and talk, and there is nothing, and you give advice,
You're going back again.
You're going back in the same way. But if it's encouraged by money, you get my point.
I get your point.
Yeah.
Steve, I mean, that was fantastic.
Okay, we're going to have a short break.
Short break.
We're going to have a short break.
All right then.
lights, camera, action, and there you have it. Red carpet is gonna be amazing. It's happening on Friday, 4th August 2023. Venue, Labadi Beach Hotel, Omanya Hall. Time is 7 p.m. sharp. The Lounge and Nominees Night of GMA UK 2023. For special VIP reservations, call. Media partners, Omega TV UK. Sponsors, Tabia Company Limited. Producers of Tabiata Cool and Jacka 4 Bitters. Anton Competers, Labadi Beach Hotel. Mem Life Records. Remit's Choice Money Transfer. TSF Lightning. This event is proudly brought to you by Lawson Heber. Producers of the Rayman Bitters and Delay Capsules. Powered by Alodia Promotions and West Coast UK. It's the official launch and nominees night for the 7th edition of Tabia GMA UK.
Hold me down, fell in love with a Ghana babe, but there's no love in this.
GMA UK Artist of...
Welcome back. If you just join us, we are discussing the Republic of Guinea Bissau and the situation in Guinea Bissau, what's going on in Guinea Bissau. Obviously, there's a lot that has been happening in that country. The coups that took place, the assassinations, and so on, and the corruption and the drug issue, which is, of course, affecting North Europe now, and so on and so forth. We are trying to see if we can discuss some kind of solution that can help this country in a way. Although we as individuals might not be in that sort of position to do anything as far as the country is concerned, but at least if we come up with the ideas, these ideas might be helpful to those who follow this in the future. Amanda Conte is a journalist, very influential man, formerly with the BBC Portuguese language, and he's a community leader here in the United Kingdom. So he has all the right ingredients as far as the country's development should be, but I don't know, the voices are not being heard. How can we strengthen these voices to be heard so that something can be done? I think these are some of the points that we need to get putting across, not just to Portuguese, because other African countries will learn from them as well.
We, as you rightly said, we have ingredients. We have to put it in the right places. Yeah. We have bits and stuff. As I said, we had this meeting in Luxembourg, and I'm really, really very happy.
Excited about that, yeah.
Excited about that. But depend also our integration in our country that hosted us. UK, for example.
Yeah.
Guinean has to be integrated, and then there's a big problem of integration here. People make a mistake between integration and assimilation. Now, you can integrate in a community without assimilating yourself.
Okay.
People from the same community, like UK, if you embrace each other, those from Luxembourg, it's bigger than doing sporadic things like it's been happening now. You could see, you talked to someone yesterday, or you went to Guinea, and then want to represent you without even talking to you first to see what happened. That's what we're trying to do here in UK now, to speak in one voice, and all Europe, diaspora, speak in one voice for us to be heard in Guinea-Bissau.
Okay.
So our contribution, that's why I'm saying now we are very happy, very helpful, hopeful that things is going to be okay. Different than in the past where everybody do things in their own way.
Yeah.
It's going to be different.
More or less individually. Each individual is doing something differently. Yeah.
And the leader told us, listen, your part is very important, it's very crucial for us in the government.
Yeah.
Whatever you do here in the diaspora is going to have a significant amount of difference in our running the country.
Okay.
Because we are there. Things going on, we don't know. I even said we have created a whistleblowers organization.
Yeah.
You know, just to blow things. If you see someone in Europe here be investing something that he doesn't have a capacity, he doesn't have a means to do it, we should talk.
Are you going to have elections here as well? Say, for example, somebody you are going to lead your organizations here, the diaspora organization here in in Europe.
We have it. We have it, but in a party, that's what's wrong. We have it in the party lines.
Okay.
We have in the party line.
You need a bipartisan. So
we want a bipartisan.
Yeah.
So we're going for Independence Party. That's on 23rd of September in Hamburg, where everybody's going to go there. So is that umbrella we're trying to create to see, okay, election's gone, it's every 4 years, but we're still Guineans every single day.
Yeah.
We're still Guineans in the diaspora every single day. We have our troubles, we have our tribulations every single day, and then we have to come up. After the election, we go as a Guineans. So this is what happened, because the research I sent to you, for example, Newham Council or the Home Office doesn't know that there's a, well, of course they know what's the country called Guinea Bissau, but they all treated us as a Portuguese Africans. Right. People, we are 5 countries that speak Portuguese in Africa, and each one of them has their culture, has the customs. We have our languages, and that helps us. Now, if you get that from that moment, and then we run it, it's going to be okay. Steve, 2003, 2004 was very, very rough for Portuguese Africans here in Newham. Drugs, truancy, so many things. Because in Portugal, at the beginning of 2000, there's a recession in Portugal. So migrants has to move somewhere else.
Where it's cheaper to stay.
Exactly. UK became a target for everybody. When they came in, they were thinking about not losing their houses in Portugal. They are thinking about things that happen in Portugal, and they don't care about their children. That's why it created a lot of trouble for the children. It created a group called the Portuguese Mafia. Exactly. So that's why the Home Office called us, and the Newham Council called us to do that research to see the reason why our children are involved in that kind of activities. And then we realized that it's because the parents, they don't care about them. You know, because parents are thinking about working, and they don't care about the people that go to school or not. And it's very difficult. They're not integrated.
You've mentioned something here which is interesting. So the government was looking more or less at the Portuguese Africans, Portuguese-speaking Africans, jointly, but not Guinea-Bissau, Angola, Mozambique, separately. Because if they look at them separately, then it would have been easier, because you know which particular communities you're going to help, rather than helping an entire Portuguese-speaking Africans. That is where the difference is.
The difference is there, because Portuguese Africans started to migrate to the UK in 1940s. They're from Cape Verde, and the first place they migrated was in Swansea, because they came from the boat. Now, through that time, from Guinea-Bissau, the first Portuguese African that traveled here is called Gomes. And he has his son, very known impresario, you know, from football, Umaro Gomes. Umaro Gomes, he was agent to Paulins, Chris Eubank, you know, all these things. So these are the first Guineans to arrive in London, in London Borough of Hackney, you know, and from that moment there, they start to build it up. Right now, we have, this is the 3rd largest Portuguese community in the diaspora after Portugal and France. UK has more.
UK has more.
UK has more Guineans than. But we were known as a Portuguese African, because all of us, almost 90% of us, has a Portuguese passport. You know.
Oh, you do.
Yes.
Okay.
As a Portuguese passport. So, but now that people have to identify themselves, we have our culture, we have our dances, we have our cultures, and what's happening. We differentiate ourselves from Cape Verdeans and Angolans and São Tomé and Mozambicans. So right now, the power of economy in Guinea-Bissau depend on us. If you go to Western Union, they will tell you millions go for per month to Guinea-Bissau. So therefore, we have to take that capital, political capital, to make some adjustment, to have a say in the running of the country.
Of course. The issue now that I've discovered here, the most famous Portuguese African I remember is Luis Eusebio, the footballer.
Eusebio from Mozambique.
And of course,
but Steve, we have the young man that scored the biggest Portuguese goal ever in France for the European Cup.
Who is that?
Eder.
Oh, right.
Against
right.
France.
Okay.
It's my nephew.
No, right.
He's from Guinea Bissau.
That's where the money should be coming from.
He's from Guinea Bissau.
He's earning a lot of money. Yeah, he's earning a lot of money. That's where the money.
So
should
in terms
come
of
from.
Portugal,
yeah,
that Eder is number one.
give us some of the money, man. We need the money. These footballers, £200,000 a week. My goodness.
Allah.
Yeah,
the cheapest football player here in UK in 2012 was Ricardo Vaster, play for West Ham.
Yeah.
£2,000 a week.
Okay. £2,000 a week
for West Ham.
Yeah.
He scored the best, the most important goal in West Ham for West Ham.
Yeah.
That gave them this stadium.
In
the last game, Ricardo Vaster.
Yeah. Gosh, you do most of your research. I mean, I can understand now. You're a proper journalist. You're covering your areas very, very well, which is which is very good. You're very well informed. The issue of the diaspora is very, very important because I know we've gone around it for quite some time now, because I can see this as the only way that Guinea-Bissau can easily be served. And maybe another thing would be to invite some of these politicians here and talk to them and advise. I try to do partnership between Newham and the city of Bissau. Yeah.
Before the politician comes in, there's a coup d'etat.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I'm running on it.
Yeah.
Each one of the Guineans living in Peterborough, in Manchester, in Cardiff, in Leeds and stuff, to forge a partnership between the town hall there and their villages.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to do now.
No, right.
Because they have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to lose.
Now, one of the important factor which I've always been asked, and somebody has just sent me a word to say, ask something about women. Women in Guinea-Bissau, their role is not that very big, and there's very little education to most of them. And even in the major political players, they practically no woman there. If there is, probably there is one or two. And here in the diaspora, in the very issue that you discussed with I don't know whether you have roles for women.
If you do opposite to Rwanda, who has 60 members in the parliament, Guinea-Bissau, this time we went very high. We had 11 women.
You had 11 women.
11 women, wow, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the women are the biggest voters.
Or in Guinea-Bissau.
In Guinea-Bissau. Now, the situation with women there, I don't know why. If a woman, which happened 2 or 3 times, decide to run for president or for the... people look at the same women that look at you and say, well, why do you think you should be a politician? So this is the things that happen. I have a lot of women that are feminists that are doing very nice, good job. One in Spain, for example, who's finishing with circumcisions and stuff. But even that, you have this tradition that when they shock...
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. How are you going to overcome the cultures? This is where the problem is.
So when the tradition is shocked with the modernity, shocked with the new things, you are in trouble. Because you say, oh, our grandmother did it a long time ago. My forefathers did it. So why we should stop it now? When they decide to become a politician, where the things go wrong, because they let themselves down.
I think it's not a question of letting themselves down. It's a question of encouragement, because if you don't encourage them, I've been watching football. It's the World Cup is going on between Australia. It's in Australia and New Zealand, and you're seeing the Zambia, I think Morocco, a few African countries are in the World Cup. 2 African countries are there, and South Africa, I think. But you're seeing that the encouragement wasn't there when they were addressing one of the, I think it was from Zambia, one of the bosses of football in Zambia was explaining. He said, look, it's become pretty difficult. It's difficult. Schools are not encouraging young girls to play. Similarly, the political structure in Africa is the same way. They are not being brought in to encourage them to take the political roles, the major roles. So Rwanda has done that. And I think Kenya and Uganda now, we've got a woman prime minister, we've got women are in very high positions. Now, it comes with encouragement. let us start with you in the diaspora here. Do you have any woman in any position?
We do have Dr. Adama Jallo, who is living in Birmingham.
Okay.
She is a true leader, and she really had this wonderful relation with the council there. They organize events, and even they put the flag of Guinea-Bissau in town hall in Birmingham.
Okay.
This is amazing what has been doing. She's a true leader. We have so many women's leaders.
Okay.
We had one elected now as in a mayoral run in Luxembourg for the first time.
Okay.
A Guinea-Bissau nature called Antonia Afonso being named a councillor in Luxembourg.
Okay.
We have someone in Spain, Eunice, which is higher in a party there in the power. So they have Jabu Mane being considered one of the biggest agents of culture in Belgium. We have so many. But what they need, even in Portugal, we have 3 MPs from Guinea-Bissau.
Already?
3 women MPs in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
But some of them dropped because of the racism. They were victims of racism and the bullying. As you said, there's no encouragement.
Yeah.
You know, 2 of them, I think they lost their power because they don't have anyone. The same party members where they're running for, where they're representing, are harassing them.
Okay. The same party.
The same party in Portugal.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. There's a lot of women in Europe, Guinean women, that really have to do. They have a lot to do.
Okay. Yeah. But with the diaspora one, that's what I'm trying to find out. With the diaspora one, have you got in the organization, have you got women in particular roles?
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking to you about this Dr. Adama Jallo.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in Birmingham. You have Jabu Mane, you have Jara, you have Eunice, you have these 3 MPs that's supposed to be a role model for the women.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anything. That they're supposed to be now writing in books and doing speeches. They don't do it.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I mean, they should capitalize with their fame
positions,
and their positions.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Which is very sad because they are now in a position of power. People should do them as a role model.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't happen. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they let themselves down.
Well, I think it's encouragement. Maybe they're not being encouraged because that's where, without encouragement, sometimes people tend to feel that maybe I haven't given enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. I might be the president, but maybe I'm not good enough. But with a lot of encouragement, maybe changes can happen.
We are talking now, but maybe tomorrow, after tomorrow, we're going to have a first female prime minister in Guinea-Bissau.
In Guinea-Bissau.
There's a lady there, Dr. Odette, who's a politician.
Yeah.
Is a poet. Is a writer. Is a very, very cultural-minded person.
Okay.
People, every single survey that we did pointed that she
could be the next president.
Not president, prime minister.
Prime minister.
Prime minister.
Okay.
Because the election in president is going to happen in 2 years' time.
Okay.
2025. So you have 18 months for that. But people think she should be the prime minister. If that happens, it's going to be really, really very good for women.
It will be a huge encouragement. Now, how do you see the future then? Compared to all that we've discussed, the future, when you look at the future of the country as a whole, not because when we look at West Africa, when we look at the other countries compared, Guinea, Senegal is a very good example that because Guinea-Bissau leans so much towards Senegal. What goes on in Senegal affects Guinea-Bissau and affects the Gambia. Those countries are all structured around. And how do you see the future? Because how do you see the future?
Guineans are mature now. We went so many. We went through so many things for the past 3 years, for example. And then we decided we have our own. There's a attempted coup d'etat and stuff. People say, no, let's go to the ballot boxes.
Okay.
And now they have this capital. We, in my program, and other people's program, where they say, let's take that capital. Let's take that and then invest. Guinean now, they depend on themselves. We don't care about ECOWAS. No. CEDEAO's gone.
Yeah.
We don't care about African Union.
Yeah.
We don't care about the people. Now depend on ourselves.
Okay.
It's make or break.
Okay.
This
now,
time.
Lastly, because we're coming towards the end of the program, the religion. I'm looking at religion. How has religion affected either the development or the retardancy of that? Because being majority Muslims, and of course you have other religions that are coming, because at least with Guinea-Bissau you have Muslims, you have Christians.
We have animists.
Yeah,
which
animists.
is in the middle.
Yeah. How is that affecting? How is that affecting the development of the country or the setbacks here and there?
He could have affected largely.
Yeah.
But as I've always said in my program, election that happened on June 1st, in any country in the world, supposed to be a referendum for those who are in power. And that's what happened. They played every single game. They played race game, they played religious game, they played a tribal game. It didn't work out.
It didn't work.
From that moment on, religion left to be the issue in Guinea-Bissau. No one trusts that deja vu. Or Domingos doesn't like Muslims. I'm Muslim. Oh no, the other ones, this party is from the Fulanis. No more.
It didn't work.
Because people who are in power did so poor, That's why people went massive and then voted with anger. So therefore, all this religious thing and stuff is things of the past. Let's wait what's coming next.
Okay, so it won't be of any effect at all. Okay. I just want to thank you so much for coming here and telling us about Guinea-Bissau. It's one area that we have worked so hard to make sure that we learn about, especially in West Africa and the rest of Africa. And I just want to thank you once again for coming and explaining to us. And we hope and pray that everything will be okay in the country in the near future.
I'll thank you very much. Thank you for having me in the studio. And if I could say something in Portuguese, muito obrigado por terem acompanhado. Estou aqui no Omega, vocês podem seguir Omega TV UK para dizer obrigado. E foi uma honra e prazer vir aqui falar do meu país, que é a Guiné-Bissau. Espero que na próxima visita podemos também conversar. Muito obrigado e até a próxima.
I hope you've told them how good I am. I didn't hear my name in there. No, I'm just joking. I just want to say...
I say Ghanaian food is good. Ghanaian food is fantastic.
Okay, I just want to say thank you very much for being with us in today's program. And I hope we'll be together again for another edition of Africa Speaks. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
TSF Lightning. This event is proudly brought to you by Lawson Herbal, producers of the Rayman Bitters and Delay Capsules, powered by Alodia Promotions and West Coast UK. It's the official launch and nominees night for the 7th edition of Tabia GMA UK.
On me down, fell in love with a Ghana babe, but there's no love in this.
GMA UK Artist of the Year goes to... Wait. That is the last and ultimate award. The journey begins with a long list of nominees. Different genres, solo artists, music groups, new sensations, unique efforts, all in one Ghana music affair. It's time to unveil the nominees. It is the official launch and the nominees night of the 7th edition of Tabia Ghana Music Awards UK. Lights, camera, action, and there you have it. Red carpet is gonna be amazing. It's happening on Friday, 4th August 2023. Venue, Body Beach Hotel, Omanye Hall. Time is 7 p.m. sharp. The launch and nominees night of GMA UK 2023. For special VIP reservations, call. Media partners: Omega TV UK, sponsors Tabia Company Limited, producers of Tabiata Coup and Jacka 4 Bitters, Andonko Bitters, La Body Beach Hotel, Mem Life Records, Remit's Choice Money Transfer, TSF Lightning. This event is proudly brought to you by Lawson Herbal, producers of the Rayman Bitters and Delay Capsules, powered by Alodia Promotions and West Coast UK. It's the official launch and nominees night for the 7th edition of Tabia GMA UK.
On me down, fell in love with a Ghana babe, but there's no love in this.